You're going to have a lot of happy people.
President Donald Trump today signed an executive order basically ending the practice of separating migrant children from families that have entered the U.S. illegally at the U.S.-Mexico border. The administration has had this policy where they're criminally prosecuting all illegal border crossers, but since they couldn't send the children to jail with the parents, they had to put the children someplace. And so they've been separating them from the families and putting them in these detention centers. And images of these children in these holding centers, these detention centers, these sort of metal fenced-in type facilities over the past week or two just led to this huge public outcry, including from some of the president's allies as well as his opponents calling on him to stop the practice. All along he'd been saying there was nothing he could do about it. It was Congress's problem, a problem of Congress's creation, and he blamed Democrats and said that they were the only ones that could fix it. But then lo and behold today he up and signs an executive order using his presidential power to end the practice. I think there are a lot of factors that go into it, and certainly one of them is the optics. Just seeing these children sort of held in these cages, anyone who's a parent or even anyone who's not a parent, I mean, that kind of tugs at your heart. Another issue was the midterm elections. There are a lot of Republicans who are up for re-election in November who were kind of skittish over what was happening. A lot of Republicans in suburban districts are worried about their re-election prospects. So there was pressure, political pressure, as well as sort of the whole optics idea. And then you also had the First Lady, who is a champion of children, sort of going to him and saying, look, you need to do something and keep these families together. So there were a lot of factors that went into what happened today. One of the problems that's sort of going to come out of this may be this issue of now the children and the families can be held together, so it's sort of an indefinite detention of the families, whereas before it was sort of sending the children off one place and having the parents at another place. Now it's kind of holding the families all together in detention indefinitely. And you're going to start, we've already started to see reaction from interest groups about that particular piece of fallout from the executive order. It's unclear how it's all going to play out. This will probably continue for weeks still, because you've got more than 2,300 children in detention right now. There are questions about what's going to happen to them, how soon can families be reunited, and then you have this issue of indefinite detention. So it'll go on for a while yet still.